Hello everyone, I've got some great updates on the SMACH Z. The last time I left you guys, Rom, their former partner, was gonna hold a Reddit AMA. Now don't worry if you missed it because they didn't really reveal much. Also, the AMA was painfully slow. Rom is a Spanish company and I don't want to dog them too much because not everybody on this planet is gonna speak English fluently. So communication was a problem, it took a long time to get any responses, and the responses we did get, a lot of them didn't make any sense. But there were a few tidbits that I was able to pull out of there. For one thing, SMACH Z has unpaid invoices to ROM, therefore ROM refuses to give them their work product. ROM also claims that all the photos and videos which show the alleged prototype under construction, those are the property of SMACH and they're in possession of them. So if we want to dig deeper, we have to go to SMACH. And the most important revelation, the one that took all the wind out of my sails, he told us the prototype was not made from a Lynx tablet. Now that worried me because that is the foundation of my whole argument. Here's the best source, here's the guy who made the damn thing, and he's saying that I'm wrong. I really started to doubt my findings, it was a horrible feeling. But thankfully, I had nothing to fear, because SMACH opened up their prototype and then posted an image on their private forums. And it's a glorious photograph, it's all the proof I need, it shows I was 100% accurate. But that leads into a whole nother story, so let's get off that, let's get back to ROM right now. So of course the question is, if I was totally right, then why was he saying that it wasn't a Lynx tablet? Well, the short answer is, he was being deceptive. He was just being a slippery shit just like everyone else involved in this project. I confronted him on Twitter about his deceptive answers, this time giving him the exact model number that would be on that board, and he went fucking ballistic on me. He sent me 28 tweets within about a 2-hour time frame, where he basically just admitted to and laid out the whole scheme. Remember, this isn't some D-list celebrity on Twitter, this is the CEO of a company, and he's sending me all these crazy-ass tweets. Let me break down some of his tweets over there, but again, remember, English is not his first language, so you kinda have to do a little bit of interpretation here. And here's how he's being deceptive. He said, is from a tablet, but is not a Lynx tablet. I don't understand the pressures about Lynx. What's the answer you need? I can't understand. So you see, he's totally plain dumb here. Later on, he does confirm the board number. He says, I can answer is an EMI 8011. Well, after that, put it whatever you want. You assume I know all the brands that use this reference design, but sorry, I don't. So right there, he's trying to make up an excuse, saying that during the AMA when we were talking about Lynx tablets, he didn't know what we were talking about, because he didn't get that board from a Lynx tablet, he got it off some other brand, and therefore, even though it's the exact same board, he was right to deny everything. That is such a load of shit. I want you guys to do a little experiment for me, please. Pause this video and type in this model number into your search bar. You're going to see that the first page of results is nothing but Lynx tablets. He knew the allegations in my video, that's why he was holding an AMA. He knows I have very little info because that team is so secretive. So when he's choosing his words so carefully and outright denying it rather than correcting us during the AMA, he was just trying to lead us in a different direction. He was clearly operating in bad faith during that AMA. His other tweets say that he was hired to do a job, this alleged prototype is exactly what SMACH asked him to build, and that he was also on a very short timeline. He also wanted to be clear that there were two separate contracts. One to create the alleged prototype and the other one to develop the finished product, which proves that their alleged prototype had nothing to do with the finished product. Like I said before, it was an engineering dead end, and also a violation of Kickstarter policy. They require that your prototype gives the backers a realistic sense of where the project development stands. But according to ROM, the real development hadn't even started yet. I asked him if his prototype meets Kickstarter's rules, and he says he doesn't know. According to him, it's not his campaign. Even though he is listed as a key member, it's not his job to check whether it complies or not. He did what SMACH told him to do. So I was totally right about what was in there, and whatever mental gymnastics he uses to justify denying it, that was just meant to undermine those of us who want to know the truth. Let me give you one more example of this. Go back to the Reddit AMA and look for the word prototype. That word was used many times, but ROM never, not even once, refers to his device as a prototype. They refuse to do so. Instead, they use the term proof of concept in its place. In fact, they're the only ones in the whole AMA who ever used that term. Yeah, these are not the actions of a company that has nothing to hide. But why did they even make a shoddy prototype in the first place? It seems that they are a real company that can deliver real results. So why all this nonsense with an off-the-shelf tablet board and lying about using your own click-arm technology? Well, I think they answered pretty bluntly with this tweet. He said, we develop hardware. We have done a lot of work. But don't forget we do that to win money. No money, no rules. And that's why they did it. It was a cash grab. We'll show a fake prototype, don't tell anyone, then we grab the money and that's when the real development starts. We'll deliver the finished product and no one's the wiser. Or at least that's what was supposed to happen. I can understand that ROM is a business and maybe they made the wrong decision collaborating with SMACH Z, but they played a critical role in this deception and they are fully aware of it. But moving on to a company that's trying to hide everything, SMACH Z opened up their prototype. I wish I could show it to you, but I don't want a copyright strike. I shared the photo on Twitter and they took it down with a DMCA claim. Yeah, I got a DMCA claim on a tweet. But I decided I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to keep it as a memento from this project. That takedown proves that I was right. Of course it does. If it proved that I was wrong, they would keep it up. I was right and they can't deal with that. Which, I mean, stubbornness and unwilling to admit when you're wrong, those are totally qualities that you want to see in somebody that you entrusted with $600,000. But the best part about this is that I don't even need that photo. I found another photograph that proves what's in there. And do you guys want to guess where I found it? Let's see, did I find it on the front page of their campaign? Or maybe it was on the front page of their campaign. Or was it, these dumb motherfuckers left it on the front page of their campaign, didn't they? And it turns out you're all winners because here's the photograph. As you can see, it's a running SMACH Z under construction, and right there down below you could see a PCB. Now if you compare it against one of those EMI 8011 tablet motherboards, you'll see that they match. Another thing you see here is that they're using the tablet's HDMI out to feed into the screen, which is exactly what I suspected in the first video. That's why they don't have a working touchscreen. The screen is only receiving an HDMI input. It doesn't have a digitizer, so no touchscreen. You see, I'm right. I'm right about everything, down to the smallest detail. And not only that, I can also show you that they tried to conceal this. You see, I found this newsletter on SMACHZ.com, and in it they have that same photograph, but they cropped out the board. However, someone who was making their Kickstarter page did not get the memo, and thank you for that because now we have this proof. And if you try to go to SMACHZ.com by itself, it redirects you to the Indiegogo. But if I get that newsletter and I clip off the end here, you could see their whole index. And there's some neat stuff in here. Like this photo, which I don't think they intended to share, because it shows what are clearly Steam controller touchpads in their prototype. Apparently the finished prototype had touchpads from a SeerQ development kit, just to further conceal what they did here. SMACH. How many times do I have to prove it was a hacked-together tablet and a Steam controller? Give it up already! Now I know what a lot of you are thinking now, I get dozens of comments a week about it. You want to ask, how do you do it, man? You were born with a supernatural gift. You could see through a shitty campaign before the robot even says a word.
Hugo, ten tortilla?
Okay, no, I'm kidding. Nobody's ever asked me that. But if they did, I would tell them, look, it's not actually that hard. You just have to collect the evidence, you have to analyze it, and figure out why is somebody doing this. This is not a string of coincidences. These guys did not wake up one day and there was a fake prototype in their lap. Something happened to get them there. Now, using those newfound powers of yours, I want you to take a look at this. The first SMACH Z campaign was cancelled in December of 2015, and that began a long period of silence. It really seems like nothing was done until July. Something reignited their efforts around this time. Think, what was it?
Our console has a crystal quality.
Oh, that's right! PGS launched their campaign and proved that you could fool Kickstarter by blatantly showing an off-the-shelf tablet and an off-the-shelf controller, and a prototype which I'm sure was none of those things. SMACH copied PGS to the T. Somebody within SMACH saw that PGS campaign, told ROM to do the same thing but cleaner, and they knew that would be enough to fool Kickstarter. I've seen some coincidences in my life, but that matches up too well with that timeline. That's my speculation, but I've had a pretty damn good track record so far. Even if you don't fully agree with me, you have to admit one thing. They had at least half a year to come up with something, and they came up with that. That should tell you a lot about SMACH team's level of expertise. They had to outsource not only the final design, but the shitty fake prototype too. You gave your money to a couple of guys who have no idea how to deliver the device that they promised you. They cannot make this device on their own. That fake prototype is not the real problem right now, but it's a symptom of the problem. The real problem, the biggest threat to this project, is that it's run by idea men. They don't know how to design the critical hardware this device needs. They know how to sell you on it.
We are done with bubbles and candies. We are looking for quality.
Shut the fuck up! Look at this mess you created! You backers need to realize they are in a very vulnerable position, because they are operating at the mercy of whichever manufacturer they're working with. Now backers, I want to give you a little bit of advice. And I've watched a lot of these projects fail. It's one of the main things I do here. So when I'm willing to give you advice, take it. Go to the SMACH CEO and you tell him, look asshole, you go back to ROM and you get what we paid for. ROM was actually further along than I gave them credit for, and all that work is going to disappear because Smash won't pay their invoices. If you want to retain any hope of this project delivering, you tell them to clear it up with ROM. This project can't afford to lose a cent of development funds. Plus, they're stuck with whatever money they have left. They cannot go back to crowdfunding, especially after this mess. This ordeal has been an absolute PR disaster. It will stand as an example of what you don't do when you're called out on your lies. They've been emailing me nothing but threats, and at the end of the day, I'm the one that's proven right. And I know what's going to happen when this thing fails. They're going to play the victim card. They're going to blame all their failure on me. Oh yeah, it was my investigating that did it. And let me tell you how I'm going to respond. Sure, I'll take credit for that. That's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time.